Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare here with you. On the 11th of January, 2023, I'm joined today by royal watcher, psychic medium, and remote viewer, Liz Cross. How are you doing today, Liz?
Well, royal watcher. I guess I am a bit of a royal watcher, you know. I do like the royal family. I know. How are they perceiving everything over on that side of the world?
Not so good, to be fair.
No, I didn't think so.
They're not going down. Well, Markle and Harry are not going down too well over here. They can't believe Harry has done what he's done. Markle, they just have as a money grabber. And so and a manipulator, they think. They're really going off her, but him, I think they're also losing hope with as well. I'm not 100% sure because I don't follow this a lot. A lot of it, I get second and third hand. I don't sit there and watch what these guys are doing all the time. I mean, it's theatre, isn't it? I mean, it's just pure theatre. So.
You know, I think that and I've said this before, I think what I like most about the Royals is that it marks a historical period. So, the major events, because they're so well documented. If you ever want to learn anything about, the time period, you can just read about it from a royal historian point of view. It tells you a lot. I think that's why I appreciate them so much. Anyway, so I thought we would probe Prince William because of the fact that Harry's now made these allegations that Prince William wasn't so nice to him, as most big brothers probably aren't anyway. And also that they had this fight where William pushed him to the floor. Do you know what that was over? Apparently he insulted Meghan in some way. Then also Meghan was barred from attending Balmoral with the Queen. At that point she had passed. So I thought, let's probe William and see what's going on. And as far as I'm aware, Harry has now been written out of the coronation. So I'll bring in Prince William, who is very delightful to talk to, by the way. I have a good connection with him, but he really is in despair. He can't understand why this is happening. It's creating a lot of trauma and stress and turmoil on the entire family, especially Kate and the kids. He's saying, why would he want to tarnish us? And I'm saying, well, we can find out, but why he's very confused over the whole situation. Like, why would you want to tarnish me, your brother? Like, what have I done to you? So what questions do we have? I know we have a lot of questions on the Discord.
We do have a bunch of questions on the Discord, and I will be reading those questions to you now. So, okay. Is William going to be the last king? Now, I don't know if we can ask William that.
Well, we can certainly ask Queen Elizabeth. So I'll pull her in. Will Prince William be the last king? No.
Okay. The next question, I'm just reading these in the order that they've been written.
Okay.
What is the total amount Meghan and Harry have made off the royal name?
Ooh, what is the total amount? So let me pull Prince Harry in for that. What is the total amount that you have made off of this tell-all venture? About 300 million.
Okay. Is that individually or collectively, or is it half between him and his wife, Meghan Markle? Or
Individually? No, that's collectively. I feel
Right.
like she made the money off the documentary. Did you see any of that money? So, you know what's so interesting? They keep their money separate.
Right.
That's very interesting to me. Because obviously he is the focal point of the documentary, not her. There wouldn't be a documentary if it wasn't for him. Nobody would really care about her life. And yet she got the money for that. She handles all the money, he says. She has a team of accountants. She manages the money. I basically just hand everything to her.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
Did Meghan give birth to her two children, or did she use a surrogate?
Did Meghan give birth to the children? Yeah, she had both of them.
Okay.
Did you use
Um,
no surrogate.
okay. Was Kate unfairly mean to Meghan before and after Meghan and Harry's wedding?
Ooh, okay. So we've got both of them here, Harry and William. So let's ask William, do you believe that Kate was unfairly mean to Meghan? No, he's saying she went above and beyond to treat her well. So let's ask Harry, do you think that Kate was mean to Meghan? Yes. So there's a big disconnect here, right? It's all based upon perception. William thinks that, according to his perception, Kate went above and beyond. According to Harry's perception, no, they were horrible to us. They treated us badly. So let's pull in Kate and Meghan. Oh my God, this is like a Jerry Springer show. Honestly, I've got a whole panel of them here. I'm just waiting for them to start hitting one another. So Kate, do you believe that you treated Meghan poorly? She says, when I reflect upon it, there were times that I was probably a bit harsh. And Meghan, do you believe Kate treated you unfairly? Yes, absolutely. So Harry and Meghan are firmly planted in the victim camp, right? They feel victimized. They feel like they're the big victims in all of this. Now, let me ask Kate, why did you give us an example of how you treated Meghan unfairly? I was rude. She says I was rude at times. Why were you rude? It's just a bit of my nature, she says. Do you think it was more of a cultural clash? Yes, most probably. So she says maybe she came across rude. She was kind of standoffish, and it could have been a cultural thing. She says, we're not really touchy-feely, and Meghan definitely is, and that's where things started falling apart. She doesn't understand us. We don't understand her. It's just a total clash here. What other questions do you have?
When will Harry and Meghan fade? Well, it says just go away, but I mean that's sort of preemptive. I mean, when will Harry and Meghan fade from? Obviously they're doing everything they can now to stay in the limelight because it's big money for them. They're earning a lot. Or she's earning a lot of money out of this. But when does the star fade, sort of thing?
Let me ask the Queen. When does this go away? In a few months, this will be history.
Yes.
Will it be before or after the coronation? So I feel like the family, not Meghan and Harry, of course, but the family are really going to try to PR this around. Okay. So they're going to start to dominate the press again. They're going to have their, good deeds documented. This is the thing. Harry knows this, right? He knows how the royal family operate. He knows how well protected they are. I don't know why he ever thought that taking this battle in public, that he was actually going to win. Did you think that you were actually going to win? No, he knew he was going to lose. So why did you take this public? It's for the money. He knew he was going to lose because the royal family dominate, they pull strings at the press. They do.
Of course. I wonder if he ever gets to keep any of this money, or does his wife get to keep it all? That'd be interesting.
Ooh, that's a good question. Does he ever get to keep? No, I feel like Meghan will leave Harry.
Yeah, with millions, hundreds of millions. Unbelievable.
And her excuse will be, I needed to marry somebody who didn't have all these family issues, and it's something that was uncomplicated. I needed something that was easy. Yeah, but I do feel like they will separate. Maybe not immediately because they're still profiting, but in, sometime in the future, there will be some sort of separation or divorce. They don't get along now.
No. Will Harry and William ever reconcile, and if so, when?
So I'm going to ask the Queen that. Will they ever reconcile? No. This is a done deal now. I feel like this is the ultimate betrayal. Harry's plan has failed miserably. I feel like this is from the Queen. He's going to end up doing alcohol and drugs again eventually. As soon as Meghan is disposes of him, he's going to go downhill, and I mean fast, rapidly.
Yeah. Okay. I think we know the answer, but will Meghan's book be a moneymaker? And then the second part of that question is, it's written, will it be truthful or not?
Will Meghan's book be a money maker? Yeah, maker. Yes, it's going to be very profitable. Will it be true? So, in terms of truth, I think we have to look at perception. Okay, because one person's perception is very different to another person's perception. So, and I'll give the example that I like to use, because I do CTT and we go into this past life and all of this stuff. And I actually, had a CTT session once where a little boy in this lifetime was holding on to his balloon. He loved his balloon. And at 4 years old, he wanted to let go of the string of the balloon, but he was just, he thought he could get the balloon back, right? So what happens? He lets go of the balloon flies away, and he's absolutely traumatized. Now, by his perception, that event was so traumatic for him that it stuck in his soul as this massive, unbelievable trauma. But his parents were there holding his hand as this happened and trying to comfort him. And as a parent, oh, it's sad you lost your balloon, but it's no big deal. So we have to look at it on the basis of perception. So what William thinks is perception, his perception of things is totally different from Harry. Is she going to lie? I feel like her perception is very different to everybody else's perception. And the fact that Harry has this, unbelievable anger just lurking beneath the surface. He's very angry about the way his father treated his mother. Okay, that's first and foremost. He thinks that if it weren't for his father, everything would be fine. Everybody would still be together. His mom would still be alive. Okay, that's his perception. So here comes Meghan. Well, these people have damaged you, and these people have done this, and they've done that. And finally, he has somebody to cling on to. And she's just fueling the fire, right? Because she is also very angry about the way she was raised. So these two were just, they're just spewing venom. Whether we see it as truthful, but according to her, that's her perception.
Okay. Next question. At what year or point in Meghan and Harry's relationship did they start planning to monetize the royal name? Shortly after they met, or before marriage, or after marriage? When exactly?
Ooh, that is a great question. I know who gave me that question. That was great. Okay. So when did I think we're going to have to ask them individually. when did you realize that you could make a lot of money? And I'm asking Megan, when did you realize you could make a lot of money? So before, this was before marriage? Yes, long before marriage. What, when you first met him? Yes. So I feel when she met Harry, she clung on to him and she knew just what to say to him. She knew how to manipulate him. She knew how to entice him in. She was never going to let him go. And also, she made him feel very important. And that's something that he never felt in his life, really. Apart from, I think he said in the military, and I can agree with that. When he did feel when he was in the military, he did feel a sense of purpose. Other than that, he's this aimless individual. You know what I mean? Just wandering around, this lost soul who has an axe to grind with his family. And so she enticed him in. She saw this as a money-making opportunity from day one. Now, when did you two decide that you were going to tell your story? Was that before the marriage? Yes, before the marriage.
Okay. The next question is, will their house in Montecito be flooded or damaged?
Has your house in Montecito been flooded? So there has been some damage there. And I think this is to do with the storm that they've had over the last few days in California. There has been significant damage. It's nothing that they cannot afford right now. Are you planning to move out of that house? They may move out of that home. Let me ask the queen. Are they going to move? Yeah, they're going to move. So I feel like they're going to leave this area. They're going to further isolate themselves. I don't know. They don't, they're going to move around a lot. I feel like these two are constantly searching for a sense of purpose. I think I've heard that somewhere else this morning. But, it's kind of like the people that think, oh, well, I'll just change this job and I'll just do this. And now I'm going to change this career. Oh, and now I'm going to do this. And now I'm going to move house. And maybe if I just travel over there, and there's constantly looking for this sense of purpose. And blasting the family publicly is not, it's giving them a sense of purpose, but it's so dark. It's so deep rooted in dark energy. It's not good. I feel like it's very fleeting, this sense of purpose that they have now. We're speaking up for victims everywhere, but they're so far removed from reality. I think I saw a posting on Facebook this morning, which was, I was severely traumatized as a child and not one servant would listen to me, right? He doesn't find it funny. He doesn't find it funny. I think it's hilarious.
Sorry, I'm studying the questions. Is there going to be a helicopter accident with one of the royals?
Oh my God.
I know.
A helicopter accident with one of the royals? No.
Okay.
When
will Harry and Meghan separate and or divorce?
When will Mary and Hagan? When will Harry and Meghan separate and or divorce? I feel like in a few years. When this dies down, when the money's no longer coming in, when they're unimportant, when they're seen as lepers of society, then she's going to have to change her image yet again. And so then she'll divorce Harry, and she was the victim, and she's going to start it all over again. You have to understand, she has to have this constant flow of money coming in. And I just feel like, when the money dries up from him, then it's going to have to come from somewhere else.
Right. Sounds like a right catch, doesn't it? Okay. Is Harry correct? And have the palace been putting out stories against Harry and Meghan for years and years?
Ooh, is Harry correct? And has the palace been putting out stories against Harry and Meghan for years and years and years. Let's ask William. Has the palace have you been putting out stories against Harry and Meghan? Yeah, they are now. Were you doing that before? No, before they weren't doing that. That's he's like, my brother is mentally ill. He's pointing at his head. He's like, there is something wrong with him. We've always thought he was a little brain damaged, and now it's confirmed. They believe something is seriously wrong with him.
So one of Harry's main beef is that his family is in bed with the British press to control and release stories that will control the narrative and make Harry and Meghan look bad. Is that true?
Yeah, we do that. We do that now. We have to.
Well, I'm sure they're doing it now, but I think the question is, have they been doing it before? But maybe that was covered in the other question.
Were you doing it before, like when they first got married? No, we tried to protect them. We tried to stop the press from releasing stories. Listen, what is coming through very strongly is the fact that they have to walk a fine line, okay? Meaning the royal family, what's left of it. They have to walk a fine line. They have to play the press exactly as they want to be played. Every move has to be choreographed. Everything has to be carefully probed, as it were. What were the consequences of this information getting out? Their every move is scrutinized from the inside out. They're like, we're strangers in our own homes, because you can, one wrong move and one bad employee can leak information to the press that can be so damaging that the royal family is over. And it's their job to protect the family, to protect the monarchy. So they have to be extremely careful. This isn't a role that from the outside, it looks wonderful, but on the inside, you can't be yourself at all. And then he's pointing at Harry, and then you got someone like him who's just going to try and bring us down. We work so hard at trying to protect the monarchy. And this is like he's describing it, and I don't know, because, they're all in the military. He's describing it almost like a grenade going off indoors.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, and they can't believe it. Exactly. That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, it is. That's what he said. It's a grenade indoors.
Well, he's right. I agree with him. Okay, so the final question in this little bunch is Camilla the evil stepmom Harry makes out her to be?
Ooh, we're dishing the dirt today. Let's ask Harry. What do you think about Camilla? She's an evil witch. Okay. What do you think about Camilla, Megan? She's a terrible, God-forsaken, and she's swearing. Okay. Let's ask William. What do you think about Camilla? He says, graciously, I accept her. And Kate, what do you think about Camilla? She likes her.
Okay.
Okay, now let's
what does the Queen think about Camilla?
Yeah. What do you think about Camilla? Ooh. Well, what did you say there? You think what? She set out to destroy the family.
Who, Camilla did?
Yeah. I don't know why she just said that. Why do you say that she set out to? Because her behavior. So the Queen is thinking about the affair, right? Mm-hmm. She wouldn't leave Charles alone. But was it that she wouldn't leave Charles alone? So the Queen is saying, we tried everything to put a stop to this. We told them they weren't allowed to communicate with one another, and she would always find a way. So she really is blaming Camilla for all of this. Now, do you understand why Harry doesn't like Camilla? And she says, yes, I do understand that. But there's also a thing called forgiveness and moving on. And I'm saying, but why isn't Harry moving on? Because he's so traumatized. Was it the actual death of his mother that was traumatic for him, or was it the divorce? It was both. It was the divorce and the death. And I'm saying to Harry, which do you find more traumatic? Was it the divorce or the death of your mother? No, the death of his mother. So let's bring Diana in here. Where is she? I'm looking for her. Here she is. Okay. How do you think, or what do you think about Harry's behavior right now? Okay, honest answer. Do you want the honest answer from Diana? This is surprising to me. It's disgusting. Why do you think it's disgusting? Because he's had everything that he's ever wanted. Okay, but what do you think is spurring all this on? Is it him? She says it's both of them. She blames both Harry and Meghan. She says, excuse me, I went through turmoil as well, but I was very cautious in what information I put out. And she says, I put the information out to protect my reputation, but they don't need to protect their reputation. There was nothing to protect. They're just doing this to make money. So there you go. There's Diana's opinion on it as well. And that's, you know, that's her own son. Now, the last thing I would like to add, for those of you who've been following me for a long time, I used to have David Oates, and he is the creator of reverse speech. I used to have him on regularly. Unfortunately, he's in Australia. The time difference, it was just really difficult to get it together. But he has been putting out Harry's reversals from the 60-minute interview on his Facebook page, and they're very telling. And if anybody would like to go to David's Facebook page, it's David Oates, so Oates. He puts it out for the public to see. So we're looking through these reversals, and you know, all of it is about money here. It says, I'm reversing Prince Harry's interview on 60 Minutes, and the first thing out of his mouth backwards is, her loved our money. So that's where he was talking about Meghan. There's another reversal that says, she used the mission, shallow with you. So she had this coming. Now, if you remember that probe that we did before, the past life experience was that Meghan was treated very badly by the royals. She was almost like enslaved, or she was hired but wasn't paid or treated very well. And she vowed to get them back for her mistreatment. So there you go.
And she's certainly doing that.
She is, but you know, will this damage the royal family? It already has damaged the royal family, the Queen says. But who will come out on top of this? Charles will come out on top, and the British public will make sure of it.
Oh yeah, the British public will turn on Harry and Meghan for sure. They won't. They don't. You know, they hold their royal. Most people hold royals up as some form of icons, and you know, essentially, this is treachery, isn't it? What he's done. So, they'll dismiss her as what she is, a money grabber, gold digger. They'll call her and things like that, I would imagine. But no, they'll side with Charles and William. They'll side with the royals.
Let's ask this: will the Americans side with Charles or with Harry? Ooh, ultimately, the Americans will side with, you ready? Charles.
Huh.
That's from the Queen.
Well, yeah, I mean, Charles is king, so you know.
Yeah. It's not every day I have my room full of royalty, by the way. Most of the time I have it full of aliens and grandmas and granddads and loved ones in spirit. But today I've hosted the entire royal family. How funny. All right. Well, if you want to join us on the Discord, please go to Patreon/remote viewing and beyond. It's like $3.50 a week, people. It's a steal. We put out a lot of exclusive content, and stuff like this is loads of fun. And on there, you can ask questions. You can ask questions to any of the interviewers. As long as they're within YouTube guidelines, we will cover it. So thank you very much for listening. This was fun today, Mr. Shakespeare. Thank you for entertaining it.